fucking I stay with the effing, I teach you a lesson. It's not my fault, I'm greater than you, less than. Too much hate is why you missing your blessings. Like my chances with any contestants. Lower your tone now, cause we all grown now. That bid you did don't mean nothing, you home now. That just mean you could catch two in your dome now. Really have a going home party alone now. You ain't make it, you got no talent. So use your rights and just remain silent. Save the tough talk, cause you ain't valid. You just on drugs, you ain't wildin'. When they knock your teeth out, you ain't smiling. I pay taxes and you ain't fouling. I'm still hungry, my stomach is growling. And the fangs is out, that mean my niggas is howling.
What up, what up, what up? I know I'm super late. I'm a dummy. But it's lit tonight.
Hate suspected, we already seen love. You mad, we really getting the money you dreamed of. 33 and a third, everything between us. You seen loyalty every time you seen us. Boy's a genius, get off my penis. Before you force me to send the cleaners. What I am is my brother's keeper. And what do kill you will make you weaker. Fuck boy. I stay with the effing, I teach you a lesson. It's not my fault, I'm greater than you, less than. Too much hate is why you missing your blessings. Like my chances.
Hit that like button. Shout out to the 6 people in the building. Shout out to y'all. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Contestants, lower your tone now, cause we all grown now. That bid you did don't mean nothing, you home now. That just mean you could catch two in your dome now. Really have a going home party alone now.
Yesterday I tried to do the live and you know, give you my perspective on what the FBA is to me. And I think people misunderstood the point I was trying to make. They probably thought I have some disdain for Black Americans. That's not the issue. I just don't like the FBA group, people that name themselves FBA, because they might share the same ethnicity with Black Americans, but it doesn't mean they share the same. Fighter, you don't know that's not Jill Scott, nigga. It's the same shit to me, man. They all sound the same. They kind of look alike. Thick, light-skinned Black women. But that's Flowetry. I thought that was Jill Scott. I don't know. I thought it was Jill Scott. But I know who Flowetry is. The twin, they're like from England or some shit. I don't know. 2 Black Johns. Thick Johns. All you gotta do is say yes. Shout out to the 5 people in the building. FBA colonizers. We're gonna get to the nitty gritty now. Has the FBA ever colonized? There's 5 people in the building. Have the FBA ever colonized any group of people? I know I came in late, so it's probably not going to be a big crowd like yesterday, but the information is going to be out there. Out there, they believe, Black people, they're not racist. They're not hateful. They love everybody. They're the righteous ones. No, and my argument is that don't got nothing to do with nothing. It doesn't matter what your complexion is like. You can still be the worst type of person in the world, despite your complexion, light, dark, or in the middle. And that's what I want to preach, because it seems that by default, people of darker shade, when I'm in these conversations, want to take the lesser position or are quick to say, hey, I'm being oppressed. And I want to speak against that, because I just don't want to promote that negative energy, that negative form of thinking. You know, that's just me. I'm not saying I have an issue with Black Americans. Once again, comprehend where I'm coming from. I just don't like that group, FBA. It seems like the most people that rep that gang, is a gang. They rep that gang. It seems like they're xenophobic. Now, are you telling me it's okay to be xenophobic? Then that's a whole different conversation. Roy says, what up? Shout out to the people in the building. Y'all know I'm extra late, man. But every time I come here late, Guess who suffers? I do. I make less YouTube money. I get less viewership. I'm more tired. I end up ending the live earlier. It just, this situation is bad for me too when I come in late. And it's bad for y'all because then it's like, damn, this guy, is he gonna come tonight? Or he's gonna come in late. So I do have to be more punctual. I understand that. So, but your boy was tired. I was busy today, man. Busy today. So I got a lot of shit done. That's the positive. But I know once I go to sleep, I'm gonna be out like a light. Shout out to the 11 people in the building. Have FBA ever been colonizers? That's a good question. It's a good question. Yo.
Created by a Black American. It's every city around the world. YouTube is one of the biggest things that we have right now. Instagram, that's all created in America. So when you even think about the way we communicate, it's like that was all American influence. You're wearing a Yankee fitted with somebody who's really from it. To get cooked. I know, you don't gotta get. I'm not gonna cook it. I'm not gonna cook it. But I'm really from. I was born in Brooklyn, raised in the Bronx. I've seen this logo my whole life. I'm a real Yankee, like a real Yankee. Yeah. So it's like those simple things, and some people are not up for those type of conversations, and that's cool. But for the people that are up for those conversations, that understand the difference, tell the children to step aside. This is a mature conversation, and it's acceptable to have. That's just my thoughts. Good? I agree. I don't disagree. I appreciate it. Anything else you want to say to the people watching?
He's a good guy in real life. Yeah, he's not a prick. So yeah, continue watching the video, supporting, and don't be ignorant. If you don't know something, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with not knowing.
No, bro. You let him bamboozle you. America is a land of immigrants. So back when those inventions were being made, a lot of those people were new to America. Now you want to take credit for what the white man does too? If we get, I mean, now that's funny because now we want to delineate off of culture and ethnicity, nationality, and then you claim, yo, we were oppressed and all that, but then you want to take credit for what the white man did that was positive for society and the world and humanity. And then he had the London boy, the other black London boy, on his knees, man. You had a good fight.
Created by a Black American. It's every city around the world. YouTube is one of the biggest things that we have right now. Instagram, that's all created in America. So
created in America. You see, oh, he changed it up. So a black person didn't invent YouTube, huh? See how he switched it up? Sneaky motherfucker, yo. Sneaky motherfucker, yo. Let me play this for you.
A lot of people still using this term FBA, and they're using it as a word that describes African Americans, right? And I got a couple people in my comment section. It usually it has to do when I'm talking about Nigerians or Africans and African American relations. I get a couple people be saying some dumb stuff like, yeah, us FBA, and they'll say, and once they say that, it's followed by something real stupid and ignorant, right? And I'm like, first of all, let's clear some shit up. Black people in America don't call themselves FBA. 99.99% of African Americans never heard of FBA, Foundational Black Americans. Nope, we ain't heard that shit. You ask any random black person, listen, you ask any, here's some homework for you. Go out when you tomorrow or whenever you see this, that day, go ask like 5 random people, what's FBA? They're gonna look at you like, I don't know, because it's not a thing. FBA is only Tariq Nasheed's xenophobic hate cult fan club. That's it, that's all. African Americans only call themselves black or African American. We've been black and we've accepted African American because African of origin, America is where we live. That's it. That's all. FBA, Foundational Black Americans, is Tariq Nasheed's xenophobic fan club. So if you are part of Tariq Nasheed's xenophobic fan club, you're calling yourself FBA. You people calling yourself FBA do not represent African Americans. We have no problem calling ourselves African Americans. We've never had any problem with Africans. We may not have been as aware of our West African culture as we should have, but it's through no fault of our own. But African Americans have always been pro-black, pro-African.
And then when you speak to now you have a heavy group of black people who say, oh no, we was here before Columbus. Stop. Oh, we was here before Columbus. Stop. Stop it, man. Being delusional, man. Yeah, it's getting crazy, yo. It's getting a little wicked. Oh, we Cherokee. We the real Native Americans. Oh, okay. All right. Why you don't own a casino then? Huh? I mean, when it comes to the breakdown of anthropology, that wouldn't make sense. I'm a little confused. I'm a little confused on what's going on. Hold on, let me show y'all this. If I play the main video where we're gonna break down how the FBA was colonizing people, I want to show y'all this video. Hold on, it gotta be right here on my desktop. Right here, let's see. I can't play that. I mean, I think it's almost as ridiculous when like Dominicans say, "Oh, we Taino." I mean, you probably got like 2-3% blood in you, 5% at most. Taino. Like, let's be a little realistic here. What percent? You have some percentage of indigenous. It seems like Hispanics want to play, well, like Caribbean Hispanics want to play that one drop rule with the Taino blood. That's something I noticed, yo. Certain ones, not all of them, certain ones. That's a real thing. That's a reality. You don't have to admit it or agree to it. Wait, I had to send this video. I hope I didn't delete it. I'm native. I'm indigenous. No, you're not. No, you're not. If anything, you got like 1%. You know how insignificant that is? Stop. They claim Morris American, next stop Southern citizen. Stop it. Hassan, what up? Yo, your people came from Africa and they got mixed. What's the problem with that? Stupid. Nigga, you was a slave, nigga.
Built the pyramids. Slaves built the Parthenon. Slaves built America. Slaves, this is your song. Thank you. Slaves. Thank you. Slaves. Thank you. Slaves. Slaves, this is your song. Slaves, this is your song. Thank you.
Yo, there's nothing wrong with it. It's history. It's what happened. I know somewhere down the line, in my bloodline, the black people were slaves too. They got conquered, yo. And life goes on. And life goes on. That's that Lloyd Banks shit. And life goes on. Like, why people get so offended? Yo, people was a slave, yo. They was just slaves, B. You be alright, nigga. You offended? You can't go back in time and rewind it? Oh, people don't like that. Who owned those boats? Who owned the boats? Were they African or European on those boats? Another question. Have black people ever been masters? Have they ever been slave masters? Just a little history, man. I like to check shit. And don't worry, people gonna say, "Oh, Fighter, you always pick on FBA." Oh, I'm gonna pick on Dominicans next week, and then the following Puerto Ricans. We're gonna have fun. Do y'all think black people and or FBA have ever invaded or had a hegemony in a foreign country? Has there ever been a Haitian hegemony? It was good. That's why all these mixed chicks are making white mom black dad videos, is because they have spirit cultures based on race. Roy says, what about FBA? Y'all never abused people and been racist or discriminatory? You got all the answers. I want to see what you say. Roy says, have FBA ever practice tribalism in a way that can be depicted as hate? Roy says, you're wrong. Roy says, you're wrong, and I'm about to prove you're wrong. Black people can be racist, and or they could be prejudiced, and they can be discriminatory, and they can oppress people, and they've been oppressors, they've been colonizers, specifically the FBA. And I'm going to prove it right now. If my dumbass would have came 2 hours earlier, I would have been halfway through the video and I would have way more people here, but that's my fault. Yeah, man. Tired. I'm tired, man. Today was a rough day, man. Been up early, man. But I'm about to prove y'all wrong because I was supposed to show y'all this yesterday, but let me show it now. You ever heard of Liberia? Right here. You ever heard of Liberia? Yo, look how much closer Africa is to Brazil or to South America. Way closer. Way closer. Way closer. Still a long way though. That's a lot of free water. You ever heard of Liberia? Oh, look, oh, they're not Caribbean. Oh, this nigga's a hater, yo. You ever heard of Liberia? You ever heard of Liberia? Royces, have you ever heard of Liberia? Have you ever heard of Liberia, Royces? You always have something to say. Liberian, you mean FBA. To claim citizenship and what they did to the people there. What did the FBA do to the people there? Yeah, I'm gonna cook y'all motherfuckers today. What did the FBA do in Liberia? Liberia was colonized by FBA, B. Yeah, I don't want to see it like that. Yeah, I don't want to see it like that. Uh-oh, yeah. FBA colonized Liberia. FBA colonizers, nigga. This is what I wanted to talk about in part one. Shout out to Hispaniola History Channel. We're gonna chop it up again, bro. I'm gonna chop you. I'm gonna hit you up on TikTok because we definitely got a collab. The people tried to stop the Americans from having certain rights. Yeah. Oh, and it didn't work out. Oh, look how he paints it, yo. Look how he paints it. Oh, just they went over there and it just didn't work out. That's what happened. That's what happened, Voice House. You sure that's what happened? It's not that I'm picking on Black Americans. I'm Black too, yo. Me, right? I'm Black too. I want to talk the real. I want to my kinfolk, yo, kinfolk. Black people could be bad too, right? I'm not Black no more. I can't talk about my Black people. RTGP 2.0. They're not even the same ethnic group anymore. They left like. What are you saying? FBA colonized. What are you saying? FBA did not allow the local Liberians in government positions for years. Those are not really FBAs. Most blacks are Caribbean outside the continent. Oh my God. So you telling me now the people that went to Liberia were Caribbean, they weren't FBA? You piece of shit. They came from the United States. They were the black people of the United States that went out there. You piece of shit. The no, not Caribbean, Black American, not Caribbean, because they didn't take them from Jamaica, nigga. They came from Detroit, Philadelphia, Virginia, South Carolina, nigga. No, 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 oh, no, 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 no. Yo, see what I'm saying? Yeah, you no, but FBA, your FBA, if what anywhere before what the 1900s, right? You'll be considered FBA, right? If you black and you've been here before the 1900s, right? Right? Because then your experience was the same, right? Right? Anything before the 1900s, right? The first African that, like, when the first African came here, and then the seed of that African, that seed was FBA. He was born here. See, look, stupid nigga. FBA. I'm gonna show you what FBA did, because this dude's gonna lie. He's gonna lie. He's going to lie. He's going to lie. Let's play the video. Yeah, y'all can leave. I don't care. Y'all can leave, because I'm about to spit the truth. Y'all don't want to hear this. You don't want to hear black people being guilty of anything. That's ignorant, man. So ignorant, man.
A small West African nation is often overlooked in the annals of history. Yet, it holds a singularly remarkable legacy in the world. It was founded by freed slaves from the United States.
Oh, shit.
Keep watching as we embark on a fascinating journey through time, tracing the footsteps of the freed slaves who founded Liberia. Along the way, we shall uncover the challenges they faced, the achievements they accomplished, and the lasting legacy they left behind. Please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. It helps our channel grow and allows us to make more videos like this one. The seeds of Liberia's founding were sown in the early 19th century when the American Colonization Society was established in the United States. This organization aimed to create a colony in Africa for freed slaves who faced discrimination and marginalization in their homeland. The ACS, as it was also known, believed that by resettling these individuals in Africa, they would be able to enjoy greater freedom and opportunities while also promoting the gradual abolition of slavery in the United States. In 1820, the first group of freed slaves set sail from the United States, bound for the shores of West Africa. The voyage was fraught with peril and hardship, as these pioneers faced not only the dangers of the open sea, but also the uncertainties of their new lives in a foreign land. By 1847, some 300 black settler families from the United States had set up an independent republic. For more than 100 years, from
FBA.
1877 to 1980, Liberia was governed under a one-party system in which the same party, the True Whig Party, controlled by the same elite group, held office continuously, dispensing patronage, deciding on public appointments, and retaining a monopoly on power, a record equaled by no other political party anywhere in the world. Elections were nevertheless taken seriously, if only to determine which family emerged on top. Namely, the Barclays, the Kings, or the Tubmans. As members of a ruling aristocracy, the Americo-Liberians, as they called themselves, were immensely proud of their American heritage. They developed a lifestyle reminiscent of the antebellum South, complete with top hats and mourning coats and Masonic lodges. They built houses with pillared porches, gabled roofs, and dormer windows resembling the 19th century architectural styles of Georgia, Maryland, and the Carolinas. They chose as a national flag a replica of the American Stars and Stripes, with a single star, and used the American dollar as legal tender.
Damn, they left the white man and they still were attached to the white man, yo. They left the white man and still were attached to the white man. Richards, we're not reading what you got to say because we disagree.
Just like white settlers in Africa, the Americo-Liberians constructed a colonial system subjugating the indigenous population to rigid control and concentrating wealth and privilege in their own hands. Despite their origins as descendants of slaves from the Deep South, they regarded black Liberians as an inferior race, fit only for exploitation.
Whoa. That sounds like colonization to me. Going to new lands, conquering, believing the people are inferior, and making them work. Mm. 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 See now, I don't hate anyone that takes too much energy, but everyone got bullshit on them. Everyone got some form of bullshit on them, on their jacket. So don't play holier than thou with me, because then things like this exist. Historical events where people get the opportunity to take over control and possibly abuse it, wherever that realm and space and opportunity exists. It just might happen. They were invited to take over and colonize, nigga. Come on, man. Be real, man. I'm being foolish. You're being biased. Oh, it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun, when you got facts smacking you in your face. When you have facts smacking you in your face, oh, you don't like that. Okay. All right, it's cool, it's cool. Just saying, yo, anyone could be prejudiced or racist, man. Black, white, Hispanic, Asian. We all have the capacity for being malignant. Comprehend that, sir.
The nadir of Americo-Liberian rule came in 1931 when an international commission found senior government officials guilty of involvement in organized slavery. When other West African states shed colonial rule in the 1960s, the Liberian system stayed much the same. Liberian law stipulated that only property owners were entitled to the vote, so the vast majority of indigenous Africans were effectively left without one. Small numbers were assimilated into the ranks of the ruling elite, country boys adopted by coastal families, girls selected as wives or concubines, or ambitious hinterlanders.
Concubines? Yeah, come on, man. Yo, Española, you see the hypocrisy, yo? When the black man do this, shit is crazy. I mean, shit, the British were invited too, right?
Climbing the ladder. During the 1970s, a few were co-opted into government. Local administration in the hinterland was largely run by indigenous officials. But essentially, Liberia remained an oligarchy where 1% of the population controlled the rest, some 2 million people. The last of the line of Americo-Liberian presidents was William Tolbert, the grandson of freed South Carolina slaves who had served as vice president for 20 years. A Baptist minister, he attempted a series of cautious reforms, abandoning the top hat and tailcoat traditions favored by his predecessor, William Tubman, selling the presidential yacht and abolishing a compulsory tithe of 10% of every government employee's salary that went to the true Whig Party. But much of Tolbert's efforts were also devoted to amassing a personal fortune and promoting the interests of family members in the traditional manner. One brother was appointed minister.
Wow, look at that. The FBA brother portraying to be a white man, capitalist, hyper capitalistic, with a touch of greed, corruption, absolute power corrupts, absolutely.
Of Finance. Another was chosen a president of the Senate. A son-in-law served as Minister of Defense. Other relatives filled posts as ministers, ambassadors, and presidential aides. Economic development in the 1960s and 1970s helped underpin the system, as well as provide new opportunities for the elite's self-enrichment. The mainstay of the economy had initially been rubber. In 1926, the Firestone Tire and Rubber Company leased 1 million acres for 99 years at 6 cents an acre to meet the American demand for car tires. Today, the Firestone plantation remains one of the largest rubber plantations in the world. But iron ore exports from massive, high-grade deposits in the Bomi Hills then overtook rubber as the major source of foreign investment and government income. By 1970, Firestone and the Liberian Iron Mining Company were providing the government with 50% of greatly increased revenues. A third source of income came from registration fees from the world's largest ghost fleet of ships. Liberia possessed only 2 ships of its own, but allowed more than 2,500 vessels plying the seas to fly Liberia's flag of convenience without the bother of inspection for a suitable fee. Liberia's economic advances, however, served only to highlight the growing disparity between the ostentatious lifestyle of the rich elite and the overwhelming majority of impoverished tribal Africans. In 1979, the same year that Tolbert spent an amount equivalent to half the national budget while acting as host to an
Corrupt motherfucker. Blowing all their bread. Wow. Wow.
OAU heads of state conference, demonstrators took to the streets in protest against a 50% increase in the price of rice, the staple food of most Liberians. The price increase had been authorized by Tolbert in the hope of encouraging local production. But since one of the chief beneficiaries was the president's cousin, Daniel Tolbert, who owned the country's largest rice importing firm, it was seen as another move to enrich the elite. On Tolbert's orders, armed police and troops opened fire on the demonstrators, killing dozens of them. In the following months, Tolbert struggled to contain a rising tide of discontent, colliding not just with the poor but with a new generation of the educated elite. He allowed the formation of an opposition party, but when
She looked like the chick that sang My Neck, My Back. Neck, do it, don't just do it, do it.
When opposition politicians called for a general strike, he had them arrested on charges of treason and sedition and banned the party. On the night of April 12, 1980, a group of 17 dissidents.
Damn, that looked like somebody I know. I know that's not him, but he looked like somebody I know.
And soldiers, led by a 28-year-old master sergeant named Samuel Doe, scaled the iron gate of the president's 7-story executive mansion, overpowered the guards, and found Tolbert in his pajamas in an upstairs bedroom. They fired 3 bullets into his head, gouged out his right eye, and disemboweled him. His body was dumped in a mass grave along with 27 others who died defending the palace.
Wow, look at that, yo. Oh man, I'm sorry. What up?
Ministers and officials were rounded up, taken before a military tribunal, and sentenced to death. Amid much jubilation, watched by a crowd of thousands laughing and jeering, and filmed by camera crews, 13 high-ranking officials were tied to telephone poles on a beach in Monrovia and executed by a squad of drunken soldiers, firing volley after volley at them. A great shout arose from the mob. At his first press conference, Sergeant Doe strode into the ballroom of the executive mansion wearing a wide-brimmed Army Ranger hat, crisply pressed fatigues, and combat boots. He carried a ceremonial sword, a Magnum revolver, and a walkie-talkie radio. In fall,
Was that enough? Was that enough to say FBA with colonizers? Is that enough? At one point in time, people who were FBA became colonizers. Would that be a false statement? Or am I telling the truth? Am I lying or am I telling the truth? See, look, Roy Chess, man. Roy Chess. Yeah, yeah, I know. Get mad at YouTube, nigga. Get mad at the information that's out there. Don't get mad at me. I'm just putting the information out there that already exists in the universe. And I think that you deserve to know the truth too. But right now you're in denial. You're delusional. You're crazy. You're hard-headed and stubborn. You don't want to listen to nothing that someone wants to tell you. But nah, go ahead. Keep up the victim mindset. The victim mindset. But listen, it's late. I'm tired, and that's a good thing. It's not even 11 and I'm tired. I don't know. I don't know if I want to do a part 3 to this. Because I think that video was enough. Too bad Rakim isn't here or anything. But I believe that video was enough to prove FBA with colonizers too, B. FBA was colonizers. But listen, man, it's been real. I've been here, 45 minutes. There's 18 people in the building. I'm tired, man. I think, and depending how the reactions to this is and the responses, I might go live again on the topic, do a part 3. But I just think I proved everything I had to prove right there. That video showed and those are all truth. It's all truthful information. But yeah, man, I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm going straight to sleep. See you tomorrow. Peace.